How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. So I have a Garmin Tactix Delta Solar Edition here, and I've been using it for a few months now, been testing it out, and I'm going to go ahead and test the NVG mode or night vision mode out on this, and I'm going to bring you all along. So I'm using PVS 14s. This is 3rd gen green phos, because green is typical what people see. You know, they kind of like that green kind of filter. I have white phos, but we're going to roll with the green ones, and we're going to see if the night vision mode is viable, at least in an operation-based mindset. So we're going to test it just to see if it works in the perfect conditions, and then I'm going to talk about and kind of show you, operation, like we're actually utilizing maybe this device under nods, how it might have some issues behind it, and we're going to talk about that. So let's flip over to the night vision mode, and we're going to push directly into it. All right, perfect. So here we are looking down at a table to give you kind of a good reference point of what's going on. And here is specifically the watch. Now it's already set up for night vision mode, and I'm going to hit it here in a second, just in that perfect sweet spot of focal plane, which I will get to here in a second, but it works pretty well. As you can see, I can see everything that I need to, and it's easy to get to. If you hold down, that top feature right there, you can rotate over and it shows night vision mode is on. Now I can rotate through my menu and it's easy to get to. That's one of the features that I like, and you can kind of see how it's going in and out of focus, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. Now you can reasonably easy see this, but one thing operationally to actually think about. So it works, okay, Garmin, it works, but is it viable in the field? I am going to say no. Operationally in the field, probably not going to use it, mainly because of the fixed focal plane of this device. You can see me just setting it down on the table, it's blurry, even with the IR mode on. As I bring it closer, there's a sweet spot right there. That allows you to see it, and if I bring it in closer, it gets blurry. So with that said, operationally using these on your head, your focus ring is at a fixed focal plane. Now you're gonna not have it set so you can be reading documents, because in kind of the military aspect, the table isn't going to be your biggest threat. It's going to be the enemies that are 15, 30, 45 meters, or even further out away from you. So my device that you're looking through right now will be focused for that range. Now the camera is not doing this. My camera, which is poor quality, I guess you could say, but it's literally taking 4K through multiple lenses. But as you can see, the camera is not doing this focus issue. It is not. This is not what's causing it. It's the PVS 14 and how they're analog set up. All right, perfect example of this. First off, I get it. I'm in my garage. It's literally negative 22 outside, and I can feel the cold, seeping through the door. So I don't want to be outside, but normally I would be filming outside. But at this distance, I should be reasonably focused to meet use of force detail, like enough to, hey, there's a firearm there, there's a cell phone, what's the difference? Because I have the focal plane set for roughly this distance. Now, if I was using, as an example, my watch, as I get closer to you and closer, I should get a little bit better, but then eventually blurry when I get around here, especially if I'm looking at my watch, right? This is me trying to look at my watch. That's about as far away as I can get it if it was on my wrist. And it's just not going. You can see there's IR mode barely. It's not focusing. That's operational, real world use right there with this watch. All right, so overall, does the IR mode work on this watch? Absolutely does. Garmin, great job. You did it. You made it work. Real world wise, operationally, would I use it? Personally, no. And I can probably guarantee the people in the comments have actually ran nods operationally can agree with me, and they don't want to mess around with stuff, especially having this all in your head and you're real world using this, they don't want to be fiddling with, you know, focal plane and then making sure and stuff. They don't want to mess with BS. They just want stuff to work. I'm in that agreement. Now, like I said, does it work? Yes, but there's an easy workaround, and I'm literally going to show you the simple workaround instead of focusing your lens and reading your watch, and still be able to read your watch. Now, of course, they're not on, my nods aren't, but if you have a watch on your wrist, for instance, and you need to see the time or something like that, you don't need IR because it's too much of a hassle trying to line it up and then getting this right and twisting the focal lens and all that nonsense. Just look up with your head and look down with your eyes, and then use the normal mode. And then if you're worried about light discipline, take your other hand and look at it, because your weapon system's going to be on a sling retained to you anyways. For a second, go off gun and look at it, and then hit the off button. Boom. Too easy. And I don't have to fiddle with anything. So, if you guys like this kind of stuff and want to see, you know, more real world legitimate use, like, hey, it looks good on paper, it's an awesome thing, I agree, Garmin, cool, but operationally, But if you like that kind of stuff, definitely like, subscribe, comment in the description box below if you have anything to contest, or would you even agree with what I have to say. Other than that, I hope y'all have a great day.